They say over the pandemic, a bunch of people like learned a bunch of stuff about themselves, right? I learned I got like a panic attacks, right? And severe panic attacks, right? My body shaking and shit at night. Right? And when I got it, I didn't know what it was, right? My blood pressure was just rising up, right? My body getting hot, I'm bald headed, so I'm sweating a lot. And I feel like I'm about to die, right? I didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? I thought panic attacks was like white people way of saying they didn't want to do some shit. Growing up, that's what I really thought it meant, you know what I mean? I thought if a white person said, I'm having a panic attack, they would just stop, oh, okay, and they didn't have to do anything. So I'm shaking and shit, I don't know what's going on, right? I'm looking up at shit on TikTok, I'm just putting my foot in ice, trying to get my body heat down. It was like when Zoom was happening, right? So you couldn't go to a doctor, you had to go to Zoom, right? I got this white lady, right? I'll never forget, I was like, hey, how you doing? My name's Sydney. I'll be shaking at night and shit, right? She was kind of rude. She was like, why? Right? I was like, oh, hold on one second. She said, what are you doing? I said, I'm looking for my degree, bitch. I don't know why. That's why I'm calling you. I said, can I get some medicine? She said, you're not getting no medicine. Boop, and she hung up, right? Yeah, they're not trying to give you medicine like that, right? I was like, okay, bet. So now for 6 more months, I'm shaking and shit. I don't know what's going on with me, right? I damn near fainted at a show, right? I just get lightheaded. I was like, damn, I guess I'm just finna die, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, my brother did, you know what I mean? My mom had cancer and shit. My dad did. I was like, oh, I must just be next up, right? So in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm just preparing to get the fuck out of here, right? Then I got this old black lady doctor, right? I love old black women, dog, because they look at you like you could be their family. And they could be a little aggressive, but they mean well. Right? I got her over Zoom, old black lady. I was like, how you doing? She's like, what's going on with you? It was over Zoom. She thought she looked cute. She turned around. She's like, hey, how you doing? You look nice, thank you. What's going on with you? I said, my body be shaking, my body be shaking and shit at night. She was like, where your daddy at? That's what she said. Said my dad passed. Check 1. You got any siblings? I got a brother. Where he at? He passed. Check 2. We unpacking. Right? She said, where your mama at? I said, she in the living room. She's like, is she alive? I said, yeah. She said, thank God, you was stressing me out. I said, but she got cancer. She's like, oh, shit. I'm sorry for saying shit, right? She got, boy, you got anxiety, boy. I said, what does that mean? She said, it's like a computer screen open on a computer that you're not using. If you have enough open, the computer will freeze. You have a bunch of trauma in your life you haven't addressed. So your body is shaking. I was like, so what do? I'm gonna give you some medicine. I was like, okay, bet, right? Now, I'd never taken any mental health drug in my life. I was just taking Tylenol, you know what I mean, a nap, and that's about it, you know what I mean? And she gave me some Zoloft, right? Now, I never had Zoloft. She gave me 100 milligrams of Zoloft, right? I said, what this do? She said, shut up and take it. Zoloft is like a gang member almost to emotions. It won't let you have none. You take some Zoloft, it don't give a fuck. Somebody gets shot right in front of you. You on Zoloft, like, niggas get shot, you know what I mean? Duck, duck, goose, nigga, you know what I mean? I'm shaking so much, I'm on 200 milligrams of Zoloft a day, right? Yeah. My mama taking radiation. At the time, it wasn't working, they told her. So my mama set me down. Right, true story, we on the couch. She's like crying. She's like, hey, baby, this is what I want you to do with the house. I said, what you mean? She was like, the doctor said the radiation isn't working, and I'm not gonna be here much longer, right? I was like, really? She was like, yeah, I love you, son. And like, I wanted to cry so bad, right? But I had 200 milligrams of Zoloft in me. So I was like, niggas die every day, B. Went back to the doctor, like, I don't like what you giving me. Right? She's like, lower your voice. You the one that was panicking, nigga. Right? I said, what do? She said, you tell people your cup is full. I said, what? She's true story. She said, you tell people your cup is full. you can't handle a bunch of information right now. So you tell people your cup is full. I said, so that's it. I just walk in crowded rooms like, hey, how y'all doing? My name's Sydney. My cup full. And everybody gonna know I be panicking and shit. Yes! Like, okay, bet. All right, bet. So right now, I'm not the person to call with bad news. I might hang up on you. People get mad when you set boundaries for your life, you know what I mean? Well, that's what I gotta do, you know what I mean? Some people left, I'm like, I get it, you know what I mean? But I'm not changing it, you know what I mean? I feel like since I've been dealing with stuff, all my friends been dealing with shit too, you know what I mean? I got a homeboy that walked up on me, he's like, yo, Sid, the doctor told me I got 2 bad kidneys. I was like, damn. That's all I had for him, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna pray for you, you know what I mean? He was like, they said I need a kidney to live. I was like, oh, damn, double down. He was like, I was wondering if I could get one of your kidneys. I was like, oh, absolutely not. He's like, you don't want to think about it? I said, I did, no. I wasn't trying to be mean, but I was like, look, I don't feel like I should be on high priority for your kidney. Right. You ain't, I mean, I went to his house, I was looking around the pictures, he had a whole family reunion photo. Right. There's like 60 people in here, like what? It's like 120 kidneys available right here. I'll help you call. We just gotta work on our pitch. Now listen, he got a kidney, not mine, but he got one. He living a successful life. God is good, yeah. But sometimes when he get mad at me, he like lose sight of reality. You know what I mean? Sometimes when he get mad, he be raising his voice at me like he got 2 kidneys. I gotta tell him like, relax, bro, you taking like a 2-kidney tone right now. You didn't have all that energy when you needed the kidney, you know what I mean? Sometimes I gotta punch him in his shit where that kidney's supposed to be. I remember one time I was home, right, and I was dealing with my mom's cancer, right? And I was outside, and it was like perfect smoking weed weather, right? Even if you don't smoke weed, just bear with me. It had just rained, and it stopped. It was like maybe 72 degrees in Texas, and the wind was blowing perfect, right? I was like, I gotta roll up, right? So I'm rolling up, and I'm smoking outside, right, minding my business, and I see my neighbor, this white lady, my mom's neighbor. I never met her, but I know she's a white lady. And that's been confirmed, right? So I see her pull up in a taxi, and I'm from Fort Worth. We didn't really got taxis like that, right? So I was like, suspicious, right? And this white man got out the car, and he's banging on the hood, the driver. He bangs on the hood, and he's banging at the passenger, the back door. He's like, get the fuck out the car, lady. He hits the car again, get out the car, right? I put my blunt down like, nah, I'm finna go inside. Because the cops gonna come and arrest me. I'm like, look, I'm just doing drugs. They didn't want tripping, right? True story, dog. I cannot make this up. I'm inside. I like close the door, but the screen door is glass. You can still see outside. Maybe 3 minutes later, I hear, help me! True story. This white lady screaming, help me! I look in the door. And the taxi was gone, right? It's just a white lady in the grass crawling, and she's pointing me like, can you please help me? Right? Before I could do anything, dog, the ancestors came in my body. And they was like, you better not go outside. Helping a white lady like helping an alligator right now. You might mean well, but that motherfucker still ain't bite you, you know what I mean? So I just closed the door. There's no end to that story. I don't know what happens to the white lady. About 3 years ago, I met one of my really good friends. His name is Jay Snow, right? Jay Snow has sickle cell, right? Now, at the time he told me he got sickle cell, I didn't really know what that meant. I was like, I heard of it. You're going to have to explain, right? You know, and only sickle cell reference I knew was I had a barber back home in Fort Worth, and he had sickle cell, and he couldn't cut. So I told him, like, only thing I know about sickle cell is y'all awful barbers. He was like, it's so much more, all right? So Jay explained what like a crisis is. When he gets into a crisis, he has to go to the hospital. He's been in the hospital like 30 times already this year. He told me when I go in the hospital, Sydney, I need certain things every hour and a half. It help with my pain. Sometimes the doctors don't want to give me the medication on time, and like I be really in pain, right? Like when that's my pot, I'm like, all right, bet. Like I've been to hospitals, unfortunately, too many times. Sometimes you need somebody like to speak up for you. Because they so busy doing shit, they don't have priority with your family member, right? So now we working in New York, me and Snow, right? And he don't come to work, right? I'm like, he on some, where you at, right? He called me like, I'm in the hospital. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I'm having a crisis, right? Boom, I run to the hospital. True story, run to the hospital, dog. Now I'm being dramatic, it was like 2 blocks, but I'm there. When I walk in, I'm all passionate, you know what I mean? I got anxiety, I need something to key up on, right? I walk in like John Q, like, I'm here to see my son! Where's the sickle cell room? Right? Bring me to it, right? I go in the back, they got Jay Snow behind a sheet. He ain't got a door, I'm pissed. We WGA, we writers, we got great insurance, and we can't afford a fucking door, dog. I ripped that sheet open, dog. He's sitting there in pain. When you're in crisis, your whole body in pain. I'm looking at him like, you laugh, you're going to hell. He in so much pain. Now look, it's a white dude in the hospital bed next to him. His arm just hurt. And while Jay Snow in pain, he just like reading a book, right? I went over there and knocked that shit out of his hands. Like, hey, you gonna act sad, my nigga? I need you to pray. I look at Snow, I'm like, hey man, I love you, dog. You gotta tell black men to black men. I tell them every friend I got, I'm like, hey, I love you, dog. He was like, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what you need? I'll do anything you need right now, right? And Jay was like, go to the hotel we in. Look in the dresser by my bed, and when you open it up, it's a Bible with a picture of my mom on it. That's not what I want. Beneath that is a wave cap. True story, dog. Jay Snow got braids, and he was like, I just got my shit done. They're gonna have me in here looking crazy. And I was already pissed because he asking me to do hair shit, dog. So I was like, I got you. I go get the wave cap, bro. I come back in the hospital. Now they got security there like, hey, lower your tone. Like, my bad, you know, he got sickle cell, right? So they take me to the back, right? I throw the wave cap on his chest, bro. Right, like, I love you, here you go, dog, I got it for you. And he was like, can you put it on me? And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I need you to put it on me and make sure 2 braids like stick out right here. And make sure some braids dangle in the bag for me. Just looked at him, I was like, Snow, dog, I love you, man. But my cup is full right now.